This is the teeVillain torture technique. My name is Emily and I'm going to show you how to turn this extra Mad Tea Party t-shirt into a soft plush cushion.
Thank you.
For this devious hack, you're going to need a pair of very sharp scissors, any scissors will do, a pin cushion full of spiky, thorny pins, a light colored pencil. It is recommended to use a soft coloring pencil, a tape measure, a straight edge ruler, some thread, preferably a color which matches the t-shirt you're about to hack, and a sewing needle. Alright, let's get started. First off, you're going to measure your t-shirt width from under the armpits. Measure from one armpit to the next, and remember the measurement. In this case, it's 16 inches. Then, starting from the collar at the center, measure the length of your t-shirt. We want the design to fit the center of the cushion. So in this case, there are 2 inches above the design and 2 inches below. That's exactly 16 inches. Use your light color pencil to make a mark. Using your straight edge ruler, start from the bottom of the collar and draw a perpendicular line across your shirt. If you're not certain that your straight edge is at 90 degrees to the length of your shirt, use your measuring tape to measure from the top shoulder to your line on both sides. You're going to want to do the same with your straight edge at the bottom of the t-shirt. Measure the length of your shirt at 16 inches starting from the top line that you've just drawn on both sides. In this case, it'll measure making a square. With your straight edge ruler, draw a line from one point to the other. This is going to be the bottom of your cushion. Alright, now we have a perfect square. With your sewing shears, cut along the bottom line. Now cut off the sleeves. You'll notice that the sleeves are sewn on a lady's t-shirt at a curve. These we will ignore and just cut straight through. Cut off the top of your shirt. Because the lady's t-shirt curves inward a little, we're going to straighten that edge off with a ruler and cut off the extra pieces. The fun thing about using a lady's t-shirt is that you can follow the curve of the sides to create a slope commonly found in throw cushions. Now it's starting to look more like a cushion. You'll notice that we left the sewing seams on either side of the shirt. With all the extra pieces cut out, it should create a tube. Turn your t-shirt inside out. There are 2 ways that we can do this. If you're not the sewing type, you can create a tassel edge by tying the back and the front of your t-shirt together. Since men's t-shirts are box squared, it is recommended to use a larger men's t-shirt to have extra room to make those tassels. This is how you create the tassels. Use the width of your ruler to create equal length tassels by lining it up against the edge of the t-shirt. Mark it at 1-inch intervals. Following these lines, cut out the tassels. In this other example, I've already cut them out. Every villain has their own image of what world domination looks like. However, here at teeVillain, we're all about ruling a clean earth. Instead of using stuffing or batting, we recommend using a variety of secondhand items that you can find around your house. You can use old t-shirts. We like t-shirts. But old t-shirts can be a little bulky, so let's try socks. Old socks are pretty useless. I mean, you could try sewing them up, but eventually they come apart. So let's cut them up. The smaller the pieces, the less bulky your stuffing will be. Each tassel should have a mirroring counterpartner. Use the mirroring tassels to tie the end of your cushion together. Make sure to double knot them to secure the edge of your cushion. Pull on the edges to level out your pillow and adjust the stuffing. And voila! Masterpiece!
I really do love that.
Now, we're back to our original t-shirt. For this one, we're going to do some sewing. It's very basic sewing, so have no fear. Using your array of pins from your trusty pin cushion, line up the front and the back of your t-shirt together so that they won't move. This may be a long step, but it's really, really important, as you want the front and the back of your cushion to line up. With your trusty needle and thread, sew along one edge. A little sewing trick: if you're tired of the in and out, front and back type of sewing method, you can zigzag your needle through the front and the back of your fabric in an accordion shape, like so. Alright, let's speed this up. In this example, I've sewn a single line, which should be enough for a cushion, but it's not the sturdiest stitch. For a sturdier stitch, you can go back along your lines either with a sewing machine or with your needle and thread sew in using a loop stitch. Tie a few knots to secure your sewing line at the end, and sew the other side. Now you think we might have trapped ourselves, but we have armholes. We're going to sew in one of the armholes. Okay, turn your t-shirt right side in. Make sure that each corner pops out. In this case, I do have actual batting, but I'm not going to use it for this project. Instead, I found an old cushion that was just lying around in the basement. So I'm going to use that batting instead. It's always better to reuse. I didn't have enough batting to stuff my pillow completely as t-shirt fabric tends to stretch. So why not use some of those socks? You could even use the extra bits of t-shirt that you've cut up earlier as your stuffing. Now sew in your last armhole. Pin the front and the back of this last section to secure the line which you're about to sew. That last corner needed an extra sock for a luxurious stuffing. What you're going to do here is you're going to tuck in those edges so that you don't have a frayed edge. Fold those edges like a burrito and sew through, like so. Use a loop stitch to secure the inner folds of your cushion. Tie yourself a secure knot, tuck that extra string in, adjust some of that batting, and you've got yourself a Mad Tea Party cushion. That's a good kitty.